Can you guys see me? Is everything out of the way? What? What's going on? I don't know why I did that. What's going on? Anyway, I'm so awkward in front of a camera. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know why I do that. I gotta start acting normal, you know? Just gotta stop acting like such a weirdo. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure I'm recording. Okay, I am recording. Um, anyway, hi. My name is Major Stinka. This is my channel. This is my YouTube channel. What's going on? How are you guys doing? Am I talking loud enough? I hope so. Anyway, I'm sitting here in my room, and I was gonna stream, but it was already like 11:30, and I was like, dude, if I want to stream, I gotta stream for at least like 2-3 hours at a time, right? At least, right? And I was like, I just don't feel like, I just wasn't feeling it tonight. But I did want to make some kind of video. And so I was thinking, what random bullshit can I talk about, to make people, watch my shit? And I eventually settled on a ranking drinks. I just wanted to rank drinks. It's been on my mind recently for a long time. Just like what drinks are the best, what kind of drinks are good, and I just wanted to, just to come on here and, dude, just talk about drinks, just talk about good drinks, at least in my opinion. So I have this little Mitski notepad thing, that my friend got me from a listening party that she went to. It was very nice of her to give me this. It's actually really pretty. I don't know. I'm going to turn the light on, actually, so you guys can see a little better. So it's like this really pretty purple color. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's beautiful. And it's got this, like, this little, kind of, I don't know what it is. It's like a tower up top. I'm not a huge Mitski fan, but I just think this notepad is really cool. And then, obviously, it's got her new album name on it, Nothing's About to Happen to Me. Yeah, anyway. So on this notepad, guys, obviously, I don't know if you guys can see that, my terrible, shitty handwriting. But on this notepad, I have drinks, and I actually spelled drinks wrong. I said Drix. Drix tier list. Oops. Let's cross that off, first of all. And let's change that to DRINKS. KS. Can I spell? Thank you. And here we go. So the first drink that comes to mind when I think about good drinks is tea. Specifically sweet tea, but tea in general. Most tea, hot tea, cold tea, is really, really good, no matter what. Now, in my opinion, personally, my favorite kind of tea is just normal, good old sweet tea. I do also occasionally like to drink, a little bit of unsweetened tea. I do like the flavor of just tea, but sweetened tea is just beautiful. Specifically, used to be, my favorite brand was, what's that shit called? Now I can't think of it because I'm on the camera. Shit. I don't know. It's that one brand of tea, and that used to be my favorite tea. When I think about it, I'll put text on the screen to let you guys know. Anyway, sweet tea comes to my mind, so I'm gonna write sweet tea on this list. I don't really know why I have a list. I guess I could just talk about it and leave it all out in the air, but I just feel like if I write it down, I just feel a lot better about my list, right? And I called it a tier list. So obviously a tier list has, the S, A, whatever the fuck, type shit like that. So sweet tea is obviously going to be an S tier drink for me, personally. I've been drinking sweet tea since I was like a youngin', a little boy, running across the fields, playing in the dirt, taking the sticks, pretending I'm shooting people. You know, not people, of course. I wasn't demented. Um, I just mean, like like Call of Duty type shit. Anyway, enough about that. Sweet tea is an S tier drink. Now, we could talk about other variants of tea, fruit tea, things like peach, raspberry, um, blackberry tea. Those are pretty good too. But I feel like if I haven't drank enough fruit tea in my life to really give a solid opinion on that. I mean, occasionally I do like the good raspberry tea, um, but, you know, I don't drink it enough. I usually just drink sweet tea if I'm going to have tea. So obviously I don't want to like rank it because I haven't drank enough to like actually make a solid uh, tier about it, right? Now in my cup here is just plain old water. Now I am going to write water down. I don't know what that sound was that just came out of my throat. Now, water is a good drink. It's literally the backbone of all of our lives. We all have to drink water. And it's so refreshing, Like if you're ever feeling dehydrated, you take a nice, glass of water or, a bottle of water, whatever you got, and you just chug that motherfucker down. And afterwards, you just feel so free. You know what I mean? You just feel so good about your life. Everything is in order. Like you're just rehydrated. You're like feeling good about everything. And your insides feel all cold and fuzzy, because you just drank all this nice water. And obviously, it depends on what kind of water. Because, like, if you're just getting, like, plain old tap water, it's not the best sometimes, but it'll do the job. But if you're drinking like filtered water like I am, or even like bottled water, because there are good bottles of water out there that they sell, it's a good feeling. Now, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rate I'm gonna tier up the um, broad categories of drinks, and then later I'm actually gonna go in depth, on what kind of water is the best. But for now, I'm just gonna go with just a broad category of water, broad, and or I'm gonna rate water. Let's see, I'm gonna rate water S tier as well because everybody needs it, and again, it's so refreshing. It's so good. Now another drink that I have here on my desk. Well, it's empty, and I gotta throw it away. I'm kind of a slob, but anyway, Dr. Pepper. Now, this is specifically Dr. Pepper Cherry, but I'm just gonna say Dr. Pepper. Don't look at the cherry. Anyway, and I'm also really shaky because I'm cold as fuck. Anyway. Anyway. I say that a lot, don't I? But Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper's a good drink. It is a soda, right? And so it is obviously very sweet. It's got a lot of sugar, especially in the US. But it's just got a lot of sugar everywhere, right? Like all over the world, you drink Dr. Pepper, it's gonna be sweet, it's gonna be sugary. But then again, most drinks are like that, I mean, you drink anything and it's always got a lot of sugar in it. You really can't escape sugar, unless you're drinking like, diet sodas or zero sugar sodas. But even with the zero sugar sodas, they still have like artificial sweeteners, which I don't classify as sugar, but I mean, they're still, I honestly, artificial sweeteners are worse for you than just sugar is, right? I mean, even though, I don't think that, yeah, it's high fructose corn high fructose corn syrup. So, it's not really sugar anyway. Um, it's just like fake sugar, but I still feel like that is probably better for you than like the fake artificial sweeteners. And not only that, it tastes a lot better. Now, I do enjoy a diet soda every now and then, but I'm not a huge fan, I just think if you're going to drink soda, you might as well go all out. I mean, if you're going to make yourself, if you're going to make your body, repulse in the, bask in the disgusting radioactivity of, whatever the fuck is in these cans, you might as well just go full out and get the freaking, you know, the normal kind, right? Because it tastes like 10 times better anyway. I guess that is kind of subjective, but in my opinion, it does. But anyway, back to ranking the Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is an S tier soda for me. It has always been an S tier soda, and honestly, it's one of the best sodas out there. I mean, compared to like Coke and Pepsi, you know, Mountain Dew even, Dr. Pepper just has like these flavors that none of the other ones can even compete with. So honestly, S tier for Dr. Pepper. S tier for sure. Now, I don't want to rate everything in S tier, but I also feel like, you know, there's so many drinks that are just S tier drinks. Another one that comes to mind when I say S tier drinks, chocolate milk. Chocolate milk is so fucking good. You know, milk in general is really good, although I'm not a huge regular milk drinker. Actually, I can't even remember the last time I just drank a glass of milk. Unless I was like trying to alleviate my heartburn. But I don't really get heartburn that much anymore, so good for me. Yay. Anyway, chocolate milk is obviously an S tier drink. I mean, there's not really much to be said about it other than it's chocolate milk, you know? I mean, who doesn't like chocolate milk? So I'm going to write Choco Milk down on my list here. And of course, I'm going to give it an S tier because it's beautiful. And I'm actually not even going to write tier anymore. I'm just going to write S because, you know, I know what I'm talking about. But chocolate milk, S tier drink. Now, we could talk about strawberry milk. And I would say I could write it on my list too. Honestly, strawberry, if I can write and spell strawberry milk. How do you guys say milk? I mean, obviously you can hear me say milk. Some people like to say milk. You know, they put an A in there that doesn't exist. I don't know why people do that. There's no A in milk. Well, I mean, there's an A in milk, but milk isn't a thing. It's actually called milk, M-I-L-K. And now I'm like saying it differently, I feel like, because I'm saying it so much. So I'm just going to stop. Anyway, strawberry milk. Now, strawberry milk is good, but it is not as good as chocolate milk, right? Like, in my opinion. I just think chocolate milk is it's such an original drink, you know. It's been there forever and ever and ever. I mean, kids 150 years ago drank chocolate milk. And yeah, kids 150 years ago probably drank strawberry milk too. But like chocolate milk has just been there. I don't know. I mean, chocolate milk it just outpowers it, man. I don't know. You know, and with the milks though, there's not really much to say. I mean, it's chocolate flavored milk or it's strawberry flavored milk or it's banana flavored milk or whatever. I've never had banana flavored milk, so I'm not gonna put that on my list. But strawberry milk is pretty good. I would give that probably an A tier. It's definitely an A tier drink. Now, I've never had a bad chocolate milk. I have had a bad strawberry milk. Like Nesquik's strawberry milk is like okay, but it's not really that good. Nesquik's chocolate is always good because it's chocolate milk. Like you can't fuck chocolate milk up. You can fuck strawberry milk up. You know, you can use the wrong kind of syrup or sugar or whatever you use, and it's just, you know, not that good sometimes. You can't really fuck a chocolate milk up. I mean, it's chocolate milk, you know. Strawberries are a little more sophisticated, so I feel like it is easier to fuck up a strawberry milk. But anyway, moving on. Past the milks. I have another drink sitting on my desk here. I lost the cap to my Gatorade, but this is a Gatorade. This is a Cool Blue, which is my favorite flavor, and I might as well just drink the rest of it while I'm here. Yum, refreshing. I'm not gonna rate all the flavors of Gatorade. I'm just gonna say Gatorade because we are still in the broad category of things, but Gatorade, I'd say Gatorade as a broad category, can definitely get an A tier. It's, you know, I mean, it's good in, you know, a lot of situations, like in situations where water maybe doesn't sound the best to drink, or maybe you've just been drinking water for, you know, 2 weeks straight and you're like, I want something else. Now, obviously, it's not a substitute for water by any means. I mean, this shit has, I mean, it still has like a bunch of sugar in it. Um, let's see. Total sugar is like 48 grams per container. Um, and I don't know why they say per serving, because who the fuck is going to drink half of this bottle and then be like, oh, I'll drink the other half tomorrow? I don't know anyone who does that. But anyway, 48 grams of sugar. Now, I'm not like a health geek, I'm not like crazy about what I drink or eat or whatever. But I definitely think it does get, you know, a little bit of points deducted for that because, and I'm actually going to move it down. I'm actually going to take it to a B because there are quite a few Gatorade flavors that just really aren't that good in my opinion. Cucumber lime, gross. And there's just a lot of other ones. Like orange is like mid. There's like a good couple of flavors that Gatorade puts out, but overall, meh. You know, it's okay. I don't drink it too much. Just kind of when I'm, in the mood for like a sports-ish drink, you know. And I don't want to drink water anymore because I get bored of water. I mean, everyone gets bored of water. But yeah, Gatorade gets a B on the tier list for me. Now, I'm trying to think of something else. What is a good drink? A good, nice drink. Now, I actually had a couple of these the other day. Jarritos sodas. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those. And I don't know why I said Jarritos like that. I'm like overpronunciating it. Um, Jarritos sodas. Those like Mexican sodas that are like the fruit flavored. They have like lime, strawberry, stuff like that. Those are really freaking good. I love those things, and I'm gonna write those on the list right now because they are always very refreshing and they're not like super sweet, which is something I appreciate because like whenever like you drink a Dr. Pepper, it's like super super sweet. Now, like that's why I only have like one can a day. If that, usually I'll just have like one can and I'm like, okay, it's enough for me. Sometimes I'll have like 4 cans in a day and I'm like, oh shit, I drank the whole pack of Dr. Pepper. Anyway, but Doritos are just like, they're the perfect mix of like the fruit flavor and sweetness, and they're not overly sweet, like the fruit flavor stands out. And like the only thing it's not like Dr. Pepper where the only thing you can taste is like sugar, right? It's like not to dock Dr. Pepper, I mean, because you can't taste the flavors, but it's also just like so sweet that you really can't like focus on it for too long because like then you're just kind of like, wow, sugar rush. um but yeah, Doritos, very good sodas. I'm gonna rate those S tier for sure. They're just delicious. They're very good. And again, not too sweet, which is something I appreciate. So, yeah. Now, we could get into like different kinds of fast food drinks, but again, we're trying to stay in like the broad category. Um, and I'm just kind of like like I'm mentally walking through my gas station right now and like picking out what drinks I want to rate on this list. Um, Now, we could do the two big sodas, Pepsi and Coke. First, I'm going to do Pepsi. Now, Pepsi is undoubtedly better than Coca-Cola, and I will die on this hill. You can fight me, you can do whatever you want, but Pepsi is 100% better than Coke. Um, but is it S tier? Sometimes, in some situations, it is S tier. Like, when you really want a soda, and Pepsi's like just that thing in your fridge, and you're like, damn, I could go for a Pepsi, you know? Like for me, it's never the first thing on my mind to drink, but if it's there, I'll drink it. And especially if it's canned, it's very yummy. It's very yummy, especially if it's really cold, like the can is cold or whatever. In certain situations, it is definitely an S tier, but not all the time. So I will give it an A tier. because Pepsi is fairly good, but not like all the time. Like if I drank a Pepsi every day, I'd be like, okay, I'm probably, I'd probably be like, okay, I'm sick of this. But next one on the list is Coke. Now, Coke is like okay. It's to me, regular Coke is the sweetest out of all of the sodas, and it also feels the most toxic to drink. Like it gives my teeth that sticky feeling. Other sodas do that, but like when I drink a Coke, it literally makes me feel like I put like glue in my mouth. My teeth my teeth are like so stuck together. And now I'm like doing it, trying to see if I can. No. Anyway, um, Coke just feels very toxic, and honestly, Coke is very toxic. Like I've seen people, like, take rust off of like rusty bolts with Coke. They leave it sitting in there for like 24 hours, and they take the bolt out, and the bolt is like clean. I don't know if that's like true, but I mean, I wouldn't really doubt it. Like I think it's definitely something that happens. But anyway, Coke is like okay in certain situations. It's kind of like Pepsi in that like if it's there and like you really want something to drink that's like sweet, you're like, okay, I could use a Coke, and you drink it and you're like, this is pretty good. But like, other than that, I don't know. I also do like the color of the can. Like I do like Coke's color. I like Pepsi's color better, obviously, but like Coke is a nice red. Um, so that gives it like a couple points, I guess. But I'm gonna rate it one tier lower than the Pepsi because it's not as good as Pepsi. So we're gonna go with a B on a Coke. Because yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like decent when you have it, but like it's not something that like I would pick out, you know. So anyway, yeah, that's Coke. Coke gets a B. Pepsi gets an A. Now, let's see. What other sodas are there? We could talk about Mountain Dew. Um, Mountain Dew, I used to love it when I was a kid. I think every kid used to love Mountain Dew. And, um, I mean, it's one of those, gamer drinks, like they had all those collaborations back in the day. Master Chief was on the cans, everybody was like, yeah, Mountain Dew, woo. And I think Mountain Dew used to be a lot better. Um, and over the years, it's just kind of gradually fallen off. It's kind of like Coke in that it's like extremely toxic. And not only that, but it looks toxic. Like Coke is toxic, but at least it's just like a brown liquid. Mountain Dew literally looks like battery acid, and it kind of turns me off for that reason because it's like, I feel like I'm ingesting something I just shouldn't be ingesting, which is probably like everything that you can buy nowadays, but still, let's not talk about that. We're here to rank sodas, okay? Not talk about soda politics. We're here to talk about flavor. Anyway, Mountain Dew is pretty good. Again, it's like one of those situationship sodas, though. It's just like if it's there, it's good, and if you're like just really craving something sweet, it's good. But like other than that, again, it's like not really something that I search out, you know. Um, but Mountain Dew definitely, like in my opinion, I think it definitely gets. I don't know why I said opinion like that. Opinion. In my opinion, though, it definitely gets points because it definitely has like in my opinion, I guess, it definitely has the most complex flavors out of like most of the sodas. Like it definitely tastes good. It just like it. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. It's like a more citrusy flavor, and I'm a slut for citrus. I just love citrus. All things citrus, oranges, lemons, limes. I mean, obviously I'm not just sitting here munching down on oranges, lemons and limes, but like I do like flavored things in that nature, citrus flavored um, drinks. So Mountain Dew definitely gets a couple points for that. My Zin is falling out of my mouth. Um, so honestly, I think I'm gonna rate Mountain Dew an A. An A. So that means Coke on our list. Coke and Gatorade have been our only two B tiers. And then we have Strawberry Milk is an A tier, Pepsi's an A tier, and Mountain Dew is an A tier. And then we have sweet tea S, water is an S tier, Dr. Pepper is an S tier, and chocolate milk is also an S tier. So, what else do we have? What else do we have? We could talk about energy drinks. But I have a couple more things I wanna talk to, or I wanna talk to. I have a couple more things I want to talk about before we get to energy drinks. First thing is Snapple. Snapple is really good. I like Snapple. They have all these different flavors of Snapple that are, you know, delicious. Now, like original Snapple, um, I'm not really a huge fan of because it's like powdered tea, and I don't like powdered tea. I like real tea, but it's okay, you know. But the flavored Snapples, like the raspberry flavored Snapple, perfect. The apple flavored Snapple is also really good, even though like I don't even know if there's like tea. I feel like it's just like apple juice with a hint of tea. Um, but I'm just gonna rate Snapple in the broad category because I do like the raspberry, I do like the apple, and I do like some of the other flavors. I'm gonna rate Snapple. You know what? Honestly, the more I'm thinking about it, raspberry Snapple, like the flavored Snapples, especially like in the glass bottle, those are S tier for sure. I love Snapple actually. I was just gonna say it's not something I would get every day, and it's not because I don't really like get like crazy drinks every day. Usually I just drink water, but when I'm feeling a Snapple is an S tier, and they come in the plastic bottles are huge. Like they're bigger than Gatorade bottles, so you get a lot of drink with it. So that definitely gets it some extra points as well. So Snapple definitely is an S tier for me, especially the flavored ones. Um, you know, raspberry, apple, whatever. There's another flavor that I get a lot too that I don't really, I can't remember what it is, but it's one of those. Anyway, Snapple's an S tier. Um, Now I'm kind of running through, running through the aisles, running through the things. Um, hmm. Ha, I have a good one. Henry Weinhardt's glass bottled soda. Henry Weinhardt's. Now, Henry Weinhardt's, I don't know if you guys know about this. It might be just like a state thing for me. I don't know if they're like sold all over the place or if they're just sold where I live or how that works. But Henry Weinhardt's makes glass bottled soda and they are delicious. They make, let's see, they make root beer flavored. They make vanilla cream flavored. They make orange cream flavored, and then there's a cherry cream flavor, which is never in stock because people buy it all the time, and it pisses me off because cherry cream's the best one. But anyway, Henry Weinhardt's gets an S tier for me because after all these years, you would think they'd get worse. Well, they don't. They're actually still delicious sodas. Very delicious, very good. Every flavor of them is good. Just depends on what you're feeling. Um, I'm not a huge fan of root beer, but again, they have, like 4 other flavors to choose from. So, they still get an S tier in my opinion. So Henry Weinhardt's gets an S tier. If you don't know what Henry Weinhardt's is, I'm sorry for you. I wish you could have one. If you can, go out and buy it right now and try it out. And I hope you like it as much as I do. If you don't, I'm going to punch you in the face. Anyway, Henry Weinhardt's, yeah, S tier. I feel like I'm repeating stuff a lot. This video is going to be like 400 minutes long because I'm just like over here repeating myself like 8 times. Because I'm just over here repeating myself like 8 times. Because I'm just over here repeating myself like 8 times. I could keep going, but I feel like that'd be just a bad joke. Anyways, let's see. Now, speaking on the subject of glass bottles, I guess, Jones sodas. Again, I don't know if this is just like a regional thing or if everybody has these, but Jones sodas are pretty good. I've only had 2 flavors. I've had the orange cream and the green apple Jones soda. I think that's what they're called, Jones. I'm pretty sure the brand is called Jones. My Zen is falling out of my mouth still. But the green apple Jones soda and the what is it called? The orange cream Jones soda is very delicious. So they're not like the best sodas, and I don't pick them out unless I'm like feeling a little frisky. You know, like if I'm in the gas station and I'm like, what kind of soda am I gonna get? You know, I'm like kind of like sweating a little bit. You know, like my butt plug is about to fall out, and I'm just kind of like, you know, what kind of sodas am I gonna get? Like I'm feeling a little crazy. So Jones Soda, I think is gonna get, for me personally, I'm gonna give them an A tier because they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I haven't had all the flavors, but the green apple and the orange cream are pretty good. I like the Jones. I like the Jones. Now, I can't think of any other, sodas or, other drinks of that nature except for bug juice. Bug juice is a big one. For all the kiddies out there. I used to drink bug juice all the time when I was a kid. And I actually haven't had a bug juice probably for like 2, 3, 4 years now. So I guess I'm gonna be rating bug juice as if I was like 11 years old. So here's 11-year-old me rating bug juice. I give it an S tier. Of course. I love bug juice though. It is so delicious. It's very good. Um, yeah. Or I mean, it was. I guess I haven't had one for a long time, but I mean, if they haven't changed anything, they're still freaking yummy. But that is bug juice. Bug juice gets an S tier. Probably because it's just nostalgic for me, but still, I don't care. Now we're moving on to energy drinks. Energy drinks. You drink them and you're like, woo, you just get that burst of energy. You're going crazy. Everything is like, yeah. Ooh, I would scream really loudly right now, but I have a downstairs neighbor and, so I'm trying not to like be super loud about anything because she's probably trying to sleep. It's like 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning. It might be like 1:30. But anyway, and I also have a roommate right over in the next room, so I don't want to scream really loud. But if I, were to reenact my my drinking of an energy drink, I open a Red Bull, I take a sip, I'd be like, ah, ah, except it'd be a lot louder than that. But on the subject of Red Bull, obviously they have like a million different fucking flavors, but just in general, Red Bull gets an A tier for me, mostly because there's like one flavor that I personally really fucking love, and the rest of them are like, I'll drink them. They are good, but I don't want to drink them all the time because they're not like the best thing ever. Am I still recording? Okay, we're at 33 minutes. I'm just checking to make sure I'm still recording because I don't want it to be. Okay, all right. And if you're wondering why I'm not using if you're wondering why I'm not using the back camera, because it'd be easier. I look worse with the back camera, or I guess the front camera, and it's like always like smudgy. I like no matter how much I like wipe it off, I take a nice rag, I wipe it off, and it just doesn't work. It's still smudgy and gross, and it just makes me look weird. And then I rewatch the video, and I'm all like inverted and shit. And I don't know. I mean, that probably still happens with this camera, but either way, I don't care. Anyways, Red Bull gets an A. A for me. Now, the only flavor of Red Bull that I actually like is blueberry. And guess what? They don't make blueberry anymore, or at least they don't sell them where I live. So, unfortunately, no more blueberry for me, but I will enjoy a nice tropical, like I think it's called tropical. It's like the pineapple one, or I will enjoy like a nice Juneberry one every once in a while, or the Karuba and elderflower one. Um, that one is decent. Anyway, Red Bull gets an A. Okay. Now what's a good energy drink? We could talk about Monster. Now, Monster, Monster's pretty decent. Um, I'm not a huge fan of Monster. Um, like if I were to drink anything to like pretend to be drinking like Chernobyl water, I would be drinking Monster. Like if I was role playing like a Chernobyl survivor, and I was like, what drink should I pour into this glass to make myself look like I'm drinking something just horribly irradiated? Monster, you know. It's just it's just so toxic tasting, you know, like even the taste, the aftertaste and everything about it is just so toxic. And you know, I mean, I'll be honest, you know, in high school I used to drink them all the time, you know, just to try and be edgy and cool. But I just don't like monsters. They're just gross. They're really toxic tasting, you know, very sweet, and then, you know, hint of battery acid in there, kind of like Mountain Dew, but Mountain Dew, um, you know, is not nearly as like, you know, it doesn't have that shudder factor to it, you know? Like you take a drink of Monster, you just feel like you're gonna like implode from the inside, like your guts are just gonna come flying out of you, you know, Mach 50, you know, and your intestines are gonna line up in a straight line and just fly throughout the earth, you know? And eventually it's gonna hit some poor bystander and just fucking, you know, smack him in the face with like guts, you know? It's just gross. It's just gross. Disgusting. So Monster's gonna get our first. Honestly, Monster's gonna get our first F. It's gonna get our first F. Now, F is like technically the lowest tier, but I'm sure if I find a drink that's like uber disgusting, okay, I can make up a tier. You know, probably like Dingleberry fart sniffer tier. I don't know. Anyway, Monster gets an F. I never drink Monster. I haven't drank Monster for like fucking 8 years. It's toxic. It's gross. Fuck you. Um, yes. So, next energy drink, Liquid Ice. Liquid Ice is pretty decent. It's pretty good in like vodka Red Bulls, you know, with the you know, with the alcohol in it, but we're not talking about alcohol, okay? We're not doing that. Okay, we're just rating these drinks by themselves. So Liquid Ice, I don't know if Liquid Ice has like different flavors. I've only had the blue one, but the blue one is actually pretty decent. I mean, it's, you know, it's okay. It's not like super omega sweet, so that's nice. Um, I just ran out of words. My brain just like it just ran out of words. It just you know, I just blanked everything. Liquid Ice, not super sweet. The flavor's decent, and I do like the blue color, although it's probably bad for you, but you know, everything's bad for you, who cares? I'll rate Liquid Ice like a C tier. Let's rate Liquid Ice a C tier. Definitely not something I drink all the time. But it's still pretty good. Still pretty good. So next is gonna be. Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh, my brain muscles are going. Ooh, I'm scanning the aisles. Alani's. Now, Alani's are pretty good. I do like Alani's. My mom drinks them all the time, and you know, they have all these different flavors. Um, but they do leave that like weird, like sticky feeling in the back of my throat, you know, like I just kind of like got nutted in. Um, like, you know, someone's nut is just kind of like sitting back there, you know, just like, you know, um, that was gross, but that's kind of how I feel with these things. You know, they leave that weird taste, you know, in the back of your throat. But at the end of the day, the flavors they make are actually pretty good. Um, so Alani, as a you know, as a broad category, I'm gonna rate that a C tier as well. Not something I usually pick out, but if I do drink it, I'm like, this is actually fairly decent. So Alani gets a C. Now, let's see, how many drinks do we have? I mean, I'm at like I'm almost at 40 minutes of ranking drinks, talking about drinks. Who's gonna watch 40 minutes of some dude sitting in his chair? Who's gonna watch? Yeah, scratch that whole sentence. I'm almost at 40 minutes. That's crazy. So I think we should just kind of wrap it up. Let's count how many drinks I have on this list. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't make a 6, 7 joke. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 18 drinks on this list. And let's, I don't really know what to do from here. I could just keep rating drinks. I could just keep doing it for hours and hours, but no one's gonna watch hours and hours of some dude talking about drinks. I wanted to speak quick video, and then I just get sucked into talking. You guys are distracting me. God. Anyways, now I have some good drinks on here. Sweet tea, good drink, S tier. Water, S tier. Now I can make another video. Explaining the best flavors of each of these drinks. But I'm gonna test it out, okay? Oh, let's see. You guys want to see my room, by the way? Here we are. It's my sloppy ass bed. I don't even have a sheet on it right now. I gotta put my sheet back on. And here is Jake the dog. Woo, woo. And here's my Chainsaw Man. Get out of my way, microphone. Here's my Chainsaw Man light. It's pretty cool. It's like a 3D light. I don't know. Okay. No, I was just looking at my, there's some controls on my phone. I'm not trying to be all weird. Anyway. Yeah, guys. I mean, look, if you agree with this list, take a long look at this list. It's really ghetto. It's stupid. It's annoying. I'm just writing it down on paper. I just thought it'd be kind of fun. Come on here and talk about drinks. Yeah. So I'm going to post this on TikTok, or some of this on TikTok. I'm going to post like a clip of this on TikTok. And I'm also going to post a clip of this, or I'm going to post the full thing on YouTube and a clip of this on TikTok. And, yeah. So this outro is only for my YouTube viewers only. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're a real one, and I love you, and thank you for being here. And my name is Major Stinka, and I am trying to grow my stink army to eventually take over the world and spread our stink all across the land, and everyone's gonna stink. And we can get into specifics on like how we're gonna stink, later. What is actually gonna be stinking about us? Is it gonna be our pits? I don't know. We haven't gotten that far yet. But anyway, if you're here on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Of course, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and be so generous as to give me your time and energy. Now I also want to start making all different types of content on this channel. So I've been posting gaming videos. I stream live on Twitch whenever I can. I also have a very busy schedule with everything else going on in my life, but whenever I find the time to stream, I do stream, and obviously make gaming videos as well. And yeah, but I also just kind of want to start doing different content, just random shit. Cooking videos, rating drinks, just doing whatever. I just think it kind of be fun to, come on here and give everyone, a kind of a sneak peek of what Stink life is about. So if you want to join the Stink family, of course, join the Stink family. Press that little red button down there, and you are officially a member of my Stink family. Or if you're, feeling a little courageous, I guess you can join the Stink army, but that means that you have to also like the video. So if you like the video and subscribe, you're in the Stink army. If you just don't feel like liking the video, you're like, this video is subpar, it's ugly, it's gross, it's disgusting, but you still want to subscribe, join the Stink family, you're part of the Stink fam. But the Stink army is who I'm really looking for, because again, we need to spread the stink. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna end the video. That's it. That's all I'm doing. If you have anything to say about my list, go down in the comments. Say some shit about my list. You know, say, hey, Mountain Dew is more than an A tier. You know, Mountain Dew's like an S tier drink. Fuck you. And I'll be like, fuck you too, buddy. The fuck? Knock your dick in the dirt. Fucking talk to me like that, pal. I'll fucking, huh? You wanna go? Anyways. But actually though, peace and love to you all. I hope you guys have a good night or day, whatever you're watching this from, whenever you're watching this from. And yeah, love you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.